Today is Tuesday, July 18th. Unfortunately, I have no way of getting this off of the TV. As you can see, this was reported and recorded on 9/14/2018, the same date of the accident. This is actually News Channel 5, who was up in the sky. Their bird's eye view of the accident. I will be hitting play and hitting pause to point out several key factors that are discrepancies in the police report. So let me go ahead and get some volume and we'll hit play and pause as needed.
What I knew about J.T. Hellstrom's disappearance and how all the people involved intersected.
You didn't buy it?
No. It was in a fishing expedition.
Ellington Parkway. So
Okay,
here's a
that's a
roundabout way.
little far ahead. So we'll just play from here.
Passenger to fly into space and around the moon. Elon Musk's company tweeted that it's an important step toward enabling access for everyday people who dream of traveling to space. SpaceX will announce who that person is on Monday.
Everyday people who probably have millions of dollars.
Okay, first let's pause here. As you can see, the police officers have already picked up the motorcycle. This is where EMT is actually working on Miss Teresa. I don't know if you can tell from here, but you can see in my pictures there are scuff marks through here. Right behind her, I believe, is a tow truck. That's me, driver number 4. That's driver number 3, who later on I will present evidence that said she said I tried to cut her off, and nowhere around this entire area will you see driver number 2, who states that she saw me in lane number 3, which is where I was, lane number 4, which is where the motorcycle was, when driver 3 hit me from out of nowhere. As you can see, I'm still on a relatively straight path, but this person claims to have saw me through the rear view when this car tried to say that I cut them off. Both of them claiming that I was driving erratically and at a high rate of speed. If you put motorcycle in lane number 3 and that's the case, as soon as the motorcycle laid over, I would have ran her over, because the motorcycle slid in this direction, and as it was sliding in this direction, she slid on her side feet first. As you can tell through here, here's scuff marks from her motorcycle. I'm not sure if you can pick those up. I might try and zoom in a little bit. You can see some of the scuff marks from her motorcycle right there, which they're placing her in the lane in front of me. Unfortunately, fortunately, that's not the case, because if she was in front of me, then I would have run her over. And as you will see as this progresses, this is a slight curve. So it only makes sense when she was struck back here and started sliding, that she and her bike kind of went along the same path, but the bike ends up closer to lane number 3, even though they've already picked it up at this time. I'm looking for any other news channel who has earlier reports, and somebody that may have it DVR'd, but notice the absence of driver number 2.
Claire, take a look right now, Sky 5, flying over an injury crash on the north side of town. This is on 65, just north of TriStar Hospital and just south of Old Hickory.
Okay, clear as day. Scuff marks from her motorcycle in lane number 4, not lane number 3, that are in a straight path. Da 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 da. So, yeah, they're picking her bike up at this time. This woman spun almost 2 complete turns. And like I said, here I am back here. Had the motorcyclist been in front of me when she struck me and then went spinning out of control, I would have ran over the motorcyclist. But as you can see, there is at least 40 feet between me and the maroon car, if not more. I'm not sure the exact measurements of those tags, but like I said, further future evidence will show that she stated that I cut her off, and the police report, she stated that I hit her. Nobody ever stopped to talk to me, and I still find it a miracle how this vehicle that is not in this shot whatsoever somehow saw me from the rearview mirror driving erratically when it was dark outside at 6:05 in the morning and cloudy. And we all know common sense when you're driving any vehicle, especially any newer vehicle, which she was in a 2018 Jeep Compass. If there's headlights on, your mirror is automatically dimmed, your rearview mirror, and it also comes with factory tint. So let's continue.
Boulevard. Report of 3 different vehicles who were involved in this and a motorcycle. We just now saw an ambulance.
Please note, my vehicle, I am still in lane 3. I never lost control. I was in lane 4, got up, came up to the motorcycle. I was, I don't know, 30 to 40 foot off, and being a former rider, or I don't know, I still ride from time to time, but in this city, I know to give motorcycles their space. I got over into that lane, continued in that lane for approximately 30, I'd say 30 to 40 seconds, and the next thing I know, I'm getting hit. And She goes spinning off in front of me at least 2 times. On her first spin, she hit the motorcycle beside me. This black mark is her jacket where it scuffed her entire arm. That jacket was completely missing, and possibly part shoe, helmet as well. She had on a black half cut helmet. So continuing on,
arrive on the scene, as well as fire and other emergency crews who are there as well. This is blocking several of our lanes. Only 2 right-hand lanes are open with this. Take a look at it.
okay, let's just go back.
See crews who are there as well. This is blocking several of our lanes.
Please notice the curvature.
It's only 2 right.
And still, where is driver number 2?
Right-hand lanes are open with this. Take a look at another TDOT camera just to show
That is
you
behind
the gap
us.
up here.
Notice
right now,
the curve.
You can't even get to the exit there to take Dickerson Pike or Ellington Parkway. So here's a roundabout way that you can get into downtown. Use Ellington Parkway or Gallatin Pike to get over to Briley Parkway. That will put you south of the accident on 65. Right now,
Apologize for the abrupt stop. Camera battery went from fully charged to fully dead. So, once again, just to recap, grab the remote. So, 6:05 in the morning, traveling I-65. Well, let me repeat that. 6:05 in the morning, Friday morning, September 14th, 2018, traveling southbound I-65. There are 6 lanes. I am riding in lane number 4 per the police report when I come upon a motorcycle. Being a rider, I put on my right-hand turn signal, got over into lane 3 after checking my mirror and turning my head. Nobody was there. I occupied the lane for approximately 30 to 40 seconds, and that's when I was struck in the front quarter panel of my passenger side. The maroon Altima went spinning out of control, spun almost 2 complete revelations. It struck the motorcycle, which was in lane 4 at this time, off to my left about 20 feet in front of me, struck her, and she had locked up her brakes, started to go sideways, went down, luckily went down, I guess, with her feet pointing out, and slid in the direction of the way we were traveling, feet first. The police report, this mysterious driver number 2, who apparently must have this, I don't know what's the best word to put it, this ungodly vision, must have x-ray vision, because she said that I tried to get into lane 2, which is complete bullcrap. I never went to get into lane 2. But once again, nobody took my statement, nobody talked to me, they let me go. And then I wake up on Monday morning with a police report saying I was all at fault, because these two women, driver number 2 of the Jeep Cherokee that is nowhere to be seen in this report, and driver number 3, say that I was driving erratically, and they also placed the motorcycle in front of me. If I was driving at a high rate of speed and driving erratically, then I would have ran over the motorcycle had she been in front of me. And I find it funny that nobody talked to me, first and foremost, but I also find it funny that you can clearly see that the motorcycle was in lane number 4, and I'm still waiting for the Metro Police Department to call me back to do an amendment to my police report. So let's just show this report once and for all, and you will see, I'm just going to run straight through it, and you will see that the EMTs are just pulling up. They have already set her motorcycle up, taking it out of context. It was still in her lane. It never left her lane. She never left lane 4. So, like I said, future evidence will prove through the 911 call when the woman started cussing me that her first story was I cut her off. How Superwoman in the Jeep that's nowhere to be seen, that went so far down the road, so apparently she must have been traveling at an extreme high rate of speed, saw me traveling at a high rate of speed, supposedly, between, she was in lane 1, I'm in lane 3, and you've got a car between us, and she says she remembers thinking, where was I going? It just doesn't add up. But I tell you what does add up. 2 people being questioned together, and also 2 people having time to sit there and talk to each other and corroborate, or not even corroborate. If you take, after an accident, if I were to go up to you and say, oh, did you see what that person did, yada 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 yada, and you really didn't see anything, you're going to pretty much put that thought in that person's mind. Yep, that's exactly what I remember happening. Well, that's not how it went down, and I find it funny that once that woman started cussing at me and yelling at me while I still had 911 on the phone, that I walked away, went back to my vehicle, did not get back out, and the police officer, when I asked if he needed my statement or if he was ready for my statement, he said, nope, I do not do that. That is for the insurance company to decide. I asked if there were any witnesses. They said no, you're free to go. And like I said, they basically made a narration without any of my input. The motorcyclist's view is going to be kind of null and void because, well, I wouldn't say null and void, but she probably remembers the broadside of a vehicle. But during the entire time I was on the phone with 911, you'll later find out that I was talking to her, trying to engage her, trying to get her to lay back. She was sitting up, but she never left her lane of travel, which was lane 4, not lane 3.
Everyday people who probably have millions of dollars. Take a look right now, Sky 5, flying over an injury crash on the north side of town.
one more note, I will be going to the bridge that you see and shooting a little bit of footage from there as well.
This is on 65, just north of TriStar Hospital and just south of Old Hickory Boulevard. Report of 3 different vehicles who were involved in this and a motorcycle. We just now saw an ambulance arrive on the scene, as well as fire and other emergency crews who were there as well. This is blocking several of our lanes. Only 2 right-hand lanes are open with this. Take a look at another TDOT camera just to show you the back up here. Right now, you cannot even get to the exit there to take Dickerson Pike or Ellington Parkway. So here's a roundabout way that you can get into downtown. Use Ellington Parkway or Gallatin Pike to get over to Briley Parkway. That will put you south of the accident on 65. Right now it's not showing up on our drive times, but these will start to get worse now that that accident has happened coming in 65 southbound. This traffic report brought to you by Hughes and Coleman. Leland?
All right, thank you much, right now in Nashville. Let me show you the pollen report for today. Low side as far as grass pollen is concerned.
And that's all that I have DVR-wise. As far as I know, I do not believe that they mentioned it again throughout the broadcast. I will fast forward through and look. Hurricane. More hurricane. Something irrelevant. Oh, wait, hold on.
It's very important for them to be part of the community.
This is news to me, the second part.
MDHA also attributes the drop in crime to an increase in cameras around the James Casey homes.
5 Live traffic, our biggest issue right now on the roads, unfortunately affecting drivers on the north side coming in from Madison, Goodlettsville, Hendersonville. Sky 5 right now is our bird's eye.
Okay, as you can see, she has moved her car, I believe, at this time. They've got her motorcycle setting back up right there. I'm still sitting there. Actually, at this point, I'm over here sitting in the back of my vehicle because this woman here began cussing me, and not to escalate any situation, I came back here.
View of this injury crash involving a motorcycle and 3 different vehicles. Hearing that the motorcyclist was injured, we just saw the ambulance take off from this. Several of our left-hand lanes are currently blocked. Only 2 right-hand lanes are open. And just check out this backup that Sky 5 is seeing. It is a parking lot all
Notice
the way
the
up
curve.
past Old Hickory Boulevard if you're coming in
Let me
from
go
60.
back.
Crash
Notice
involving a
the
motorcycle
curve.
and 3 different vehicles. Hearing that the motorcyclist was injured, we just saw the ambulance take off from this. Several of our left-hand lanes are currently blocked. Only 2 right-hand lanes are open. And just check out this backup that Sky 5 is seeing. It is a parking lot all the way up past Old Hickory Boulevard if you're coming in from 65 southbound. All of these cars here just waiting to get through. You don't want to be one of these cars caught here. Here's another view of it from our TDOT camera.
And
Look at these
still
drive
no
times.
driver
Almost
number
40
2.
minutes coming in from Goodlettsville and over 40 minutes in Millersville. Your best detour with this. Take Gallatin Pike to Briley Parkway. If you're on the west side of 65, take Dickerson Pike to Briley Parkway. That will get you south of this accident. This traffic report brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Leland?
All right, thank you much right now in Nashville. We've got a little sunshine as we start.
Let's see if
a
they
brand new
picked
day. Let's show
anything
you what's
else
happening
up.
right now.
Or said anything else about it. Nope. That's the end of the recording. So I'll go back to watching live TV, but I wanted you to see that as opposed to what the it shows a huge discrepancy in what the, sorry, let's see if it has in the beginning. Where was that at? This where I saw traffic somewhere. But it shows a huge discrepancy. Okay, that's Harding Place.
We'll zoom into that one. This is going to be on
It shows a huge discrepancy of what the police report says to what actually happened. So, you know, thank God for DVR. But we'll go to that very last section again.
major backup right now. Here's a look at that accident I was telling you about just after that 2440 split on the east side of town. This is just after the Murfreesboro Pike.
Let's see. Where is this?
Look at that.
Well,
Any ambulances on the scene now, but we still do have police there that are blocking a couple of lanes while they work to get this cleared. Need to tell you about several other things that are going on around town. This is going to be impacting drivers on the north side. Potentially a motorcycle involved in this crash on
ours.
65. This is just north.
This goes to show you how dark it was. This right here shows you how dark it was when the police showed up. So you gotta figure it was even darker than that when everything happened. That appears, let's see, lane 1, lane 2, lane 3. That appears to be my vehicle. Let's see what.
At 65 and Briley Parkway. Several of our left-hand lanes are going to be closed because of this, and this is causing a major backup right now. Here's a look at that accident I was telling you about just after that 2440 split on the east side of town. This is just after the Murfreesboro Pike exit here. Have another crash that is blocking one right-hand lane. This traffic report brought to you by United Structural Systems. We'll send it to the desk.
And then we'll fast forward to that last clip and let it play through. I didn't realize that the camera was panned off the entire screen.
Injury.
Okay. Yep, that's from, we've already saw that. And hurricane.
Murder and
I am going to hit stop for upload purposes. Be back in 2 seconds. Okay, continued recording. We're going to fast forward. Find that last little bit on the accident. Police and their body cams. Okay, so let's rewind.
It's a drop in crime to an increase in cameras around the James Casey homes. 5 Live traffic, our biggest issue right now on the roads, unfortunately affecting drivers on the north side coming in from Madison, Goodlettsville, Hendersonville. Sky 5 right now is our bird's eye view of this injury crash involving a motorcycle and 3 different vehicles. Hearing that the motorcyclist was injured, we just saw the ambulance take off from this. Several of our left-hand lanes are currently blocked. Only 2 right-hand lanes are open. And just check out this backup that Sky 5 is seeing. It is a parking lot all the way up past Old Hickory Boulevard if you're coming in from 65 southbound. All of these cars here just waiting to get through. You don't want to be one of these cars caught here. Here's another view of it from our T-Dot camera. Look at these drive times, almost 40 minutes coming in from Goodlettsville and over 40 minutes in Millersville. Your best detour with this. Take Gallatin Pike to Briley Parkway. If you're on the west side of 65, take Dickerson Pike to Briley Parkway. That will get you south of this accident. This traffic report brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. Leland?
All right, thank you much. Right now in Nashville, we've got a little sunshine.
Okay, that's all for now. I will be back to give you a bird's eye view from the bridge that they showed. Thank you. Okay, so somewhere back through there, I came upon the motorcycle in lane 4. I used to ride, I still do on occasion, but as you can see, while the speed limit is 70 miles an hour, people go a lot faster, and unlike other people, I don't have to hear loud pipes to acknowledge a motorcycle. So I saw the motorcycle in front of me. She was in lane 4. Once again, that would be 6, 5, 4. The third lane over from that yellow line. I put on my right turning signal, looked in my mirror. Okay? Nobody was there. I'm probably 30 to 40 foot off of the rear end of the motorcycle, which is what I call, for me, that's too close. So I look in my mirror, there is nobody there. I look to the right, there is nobody there. I get in the lane, I make the change to lane number 3, which I showed you earlier, exactly, well, the motorcycle fell, slid, everything from the news. Somewhere through here, about 30 seconds later, I am struck while I am riding in lane number 3, but she went in front of me and made it over into lane 4. So she comes from lane 2, hits me in lane 3, starts spinning out of control, hits the motorcycle. Well, the motorcycle, she had locked up her brakes, which anybody who rides will know. She started to turn, back wheel going towards the outside. The bike fell over, back tire facing that way, and front tire facing this way, but she was coming down this lane, and like I said, they put the motorcycle and me in lane 3. That is not how it happened. Should be recording again. Also, for uploading purposes, I am cutting a little short, but I'm going to drive up here, get in position, get the tripod set back up, and resume recording and be right back with you. But I feel as if I've already presented you with enough evidence, but I'm just going to be as thorough as possible here. Be right back. Okay, so here we are back again. This is the angle that you saw from the news helicopter, and God has bestowed me with tire marks the whole 9 yards. Okay, so the motorcyclist stopped somewhere, let's count them again, lane 6, lane 5, lane 4, lane 3, motorcyclist was in lane 4. As you can see, my approximation of where the hit took place is beyond you and me. But it looks like, let's look down lane 4 where the motorcycle was. They're very vague, but I do see some slide marks. They were a lot more pronounced on the news, which I might not be at a good angle to get them. But as you can see, this is still in the turn, and you can see right if I can zoom in on this sign. That is where she went into spinning, came across, and came back out. Which, how it happened is beyond me. I was resting approximately right here in lane 3. So somewhere through here was the initial hit. While I was driving in lane 3, the motorcycle was in lane 4. As soon as I got hit, it came from this side. The lady spun out, hit the motorcycle. The motorcycle started sliding, feet first, might I add. If I would have to estimate the final resting place of the motorcycle, it would be somewhere up there. Oh God, where's around where that truck is now? Somewhere right in there. She never came out of her lane. I never came out of my lane. But as you can see, the other vehicle was nowhere to be found. I mean, where this vehicle number 2 came from is beyond you and me. She said that she was traveling in lane number 1. Now, keep this in mind. I didn't even know she existed. It looks like that might be her tire marks. But, like I said, it was dark. It was very dark outside. The actual, all I know is I'm riding along in lane 3. I get hit and I watch the lady spin because I'm sitting there. She goes right in front of me. She hits the motorcyclist as she's spinning, going towards that wall, which I'm going to have to say this is about where she ended. So the motorcyclist was somewhere right here. It's really hard to tell because I don't have the scuff marks to go by, but once again, I was never talked to by any police officer. I asked if they needed my statement. They said no. The lady who was driving the the motorcycle and who also hit me and vehicle number 2 became belligerent with me, so I ignored it. I went on. I didn't want to escalate the situation any further. Told her I wasn't going to get into it with her. And needless to say, I wake up on yesterday morning, saying that they took the statements of drivers 2 and drivers 3, and apparently driver 2, who was in lane 1, either on this side or this side, said that she saw me, where you can plainly see I was in lane 3, motorcycle in lane 4, saw me and wondered to herself, where is he going to go? She wondered to herself where I was going to go. Where is he going to go? First off, it was so dark, she might have saw, she saw this through her rear view. First and foremost, why are you not looking forward? Especially if you're ahead, but I'm in lane 3. It's been established, which this is where nobody got my report. I went from lane 4 to lane 3 and occupied lane 3 for at minimum 30 seconds before I was struck and the woman went spinning out of control. The most damning, I guess, info will come here in about 2 weeks according to Metro. But how I'm faulted and the police officer never took my statement, and how this number 2 mystery driver saw me while it was pitch black with another vehicle supposedly in between us, that being the Altima, who occupied lane 2. That would be driver 3, so driver 2 in lane 1 in a 2018 Jeep Compass with, I'm probably going to assume factory tint. Then not to mention the fact that all these newer vehicles, hell, this 2011, whenever there's headlights on, your rear view mirror dims out, and so all she saw was a set of headlights driving erratically. How she saw me when I was in lane 3 in the forward motion for over 30 seconds to say that I was driving erratically or too fast, that's beyond me. So the cops got their statement, said, hey, you go, we don't need to talk to you. They had already made up their mind without even talking to me. I asked if they needed my statement. I was strictly told that no, they don't do that. That's up for the insurance companies to do. I'll wake up Monday morning to a narrative that is not even remotely close to being accurate. Luckily, Friday, I realized that my life is worth more than risking this drive every day, and I quit my job right there after the accident, because one of these times these people, they're going to kill me. You cannot pay me enough to drive to Nashville. This is as close to it as I'm going to get. But as far as me driving out of control, erratically, or even coming over on her or striking her or anything to that extent, that narrative is false. I've called the Metropolitan Police Department, asked for them to call me back so that we can get an amended police report to at least include my testimony. And thus far, I've only got a phone call back from, I don't know if she was a receptionist or what. She said it would be at the officer's discretion and that hopefully I'd hear back from them. But if there's one thing I've learned on my 35 years of life is cover your butt, and that's what I'm doing. Hope this brings some clarity to what really happened. Hopefully between this and the news footage, you can really see the narrative. But once again, today is Tuesday, September 18th, 2018. Adam Barton coming up here to narrate what happened Friday morning at 6:05 a.m. That would be Friday morning, September 14th, 2018, involving this car accident. So, God bless.